Good morning, students. Let's continue with chapter 11, that is understanding shapes. Today's topic is pair of lines. In the previous video, we have discussed about the pair of angles. Pair of angles means combination of angles. Okay. Similarly, we are going to discuss about the pair of lines, that is combination of lines. Pair of lines can be divided into three, that is parallel lines, intersecting lines, and perpendicular lines. Now, what do you mean by parallel lines? Two or more lines which lie in a plane but do not intersect when produced on either side are called parallel lines. For example, suppose I take here two lines, that is line L and line M. Now, if I extend the line L either to either side, that is on one side, that is right hand side, and I also produce line M to right hand side, but still आप कितना भी इसको produce कर लीजिए, they will never meet. So parallel lines are the lines which never meet. Like you have seen railway tracks. Railway tracks आप देखेंगे कितना भी turn कर लेते हैं, but the two sides of the railway tracks, the two lines will never meet. The symbol of parallel lines is this, that is the two lines are drawn in a straight form. Second, we come to intersecting lines. Intersecting lines means when two lines intersect each other at a point. This is the main things, at one point only. Then the two lines are called intersecting lines and the common point is called point of intersection. For example, we have two lines here. We have taken line P and line Q. These two lines are crossing each other or intersecting each other at point O. And at no other point these lines are intersecting. सिर्फ एक ही point पर ही तो ये दोनों lines intersect कर रही हैं और किसी point पर तो ये intersect ही नहीं कर रही हैं. तो ये दोनों intersecting lines होंगी. क्यों होंगी? क्योंकि ये दोनों एक दूसरे को at only one point intersect कर रही हैं, that is point O. And this point O is the point of intersection. Why? Because this is the common point in both the lines. Got it? Now let's see perpendicular lines. When two lines intersect each other to form an angle of 90 degree. You know the angle of 90 degree? You must have done it in your earlier classes. The lines are said to be perpendicular lines. Suppose I have taken two lines here, line R and line S. One line is vertical and the other line is horizontal. Here, these two lines are forming 90 degree angle. Suppose I take this point as point O. So, we are forming two angles of 90 degree, ROS. Here also another ROS. Okay. Next, we come to the transversal lines. When a line intersects two or more lines at distinct points, distinct means different points, the line is said to be the transversal of these lines. For example, I have taken here two lines, that is line L and line M. And one line, that is line P, is intersecting these lines at point A and point B. So this line P is a transversal for both lines, that is line L and line M. Now let's take another figure in which we have taken line P, line Q, line R and line S. Now here line P is not a transversal for line Q, R and S. Why? Because line P is not intersecting line Q, R and S at distinct points. Different points पर line P, line Q, R और S को intersect नहीं कर रही है. ये सबको intersect एक common point पर कर रही है, इसलिए line P यहाँ पर क्या है? Transversal नहीं होगी. Now let's understand angles formed by a transversal with two lines. Here in a figure, I have taken two parallel lines, that is line M and line N. And line L is a transversal. Line L, line M को P point पर intersect कर रही है और line L, line N को Q point पर intersect कर रही है. और जैसे कि आप देख सकते हैं यहाँ पर 8 angles form हो रहे हैं. We have named them angle 1, 2, 3 and 4 here, and 5, 6, 7 and 8. Now we have given some special names to all the angles. Let's first discuss exterior angles. Angles whose arms do not contain the line segment PQ. यहाँ पर हमने लिया है line पॉइंट P से पॉइंट Q तक, दैट इज फ्रॉम हियर टू हियर, इस लाइन सेगमेंट के अंदर कौन से एंगल्स के आर्म्स नहीं आ रहे हैं? जैसे कि आप देख सकते हैं एंगल 1 और एंगल 2 के आर्म्स इसके अंदर नहीं आ रहे हैं. सिमिलरली हियर एंगल 7 एंड एंगल 8. सो हियर एंगल 1, 2, 7 and 8 are exterior angles. Then we come to interior angles, angles whose arms contain the line segment PQ. अब इस लाइन सेगमेंट PQ के अंदर कौन से एंगल्स आ रहे हैं? एंगल 3, angle 4, angle 5 and angle 6. So all these 4 angles are called interior angles in this figure. Then alternate angles. Alternate angles always form the shape of Z. How? If I make a figure of Z here and there are 2 angles will be formed, that is 1 suppose here and 2 here. तो ये दोनों एंगल्स कौन से एंगल्स होंगे? ऑल्टरनेट एंगल्स होंगे. सो इन दिस फिगर आप देख सकते हो दिस इज फॉर्मिंग अ फिगर ऑफ Z. सो हियर एंगल 3 एंड एंगल 5 विल बी ऑल्टरनेट एंगल्स. सिमिलरली यहां से यहां तक भी आप देख सकते हैं कि Z का फिगर फॉर्म हो रहा है. सो एंगल 4 and angle 6 will also be alternate angles in this figure. Then we come to corresponding angles. In the corresponding angles, you have to remember 4 things. One is the angles on the same side of the transversal. Transversal के same side पे कौन कौन से angles है? At one side we have angle 1, 4, 5 and 8. इन 4 angles को हम consider करते हैं. ठीक है? एंगल्स ऑन द सेम साइड ऑफ द ट्रांसवर्सल. सेकेंडली एक इंटीरियर एंगल होना चाहिए, एक एक्सटीरियर एंगल होना चाहिए. सपोज एक्सटीरियर एंगल में ले लेती हूँ एंगल 1 और इंटीरियर एंगल में ले लेती हूँ एंगल 5. बोथ डू नॉट फॉर्म अ लीनियर पेयर. अब ऑब्वियसली आपको यहाँ पे दिख रहा है कि एंगल 1 और एंगल 5 जो है वो लीनियर पेयर तो फॉर्म कर ही नहीं रहे हैं. लीनियर पेयर कौन फॉर्म कर रहा है? एंगल 1, एंगल 4 एंड एंगल 5 एंड एंगल 8. तो सारी कंडीशंस फुलफिल हो गई कॉरस्पॉन्डिंग एंगल्स की. ये दोनों एंगल 1 और एंगल 5 की हम बात कर रहे हैं. ये दोनों ऑन द सेम साइड ऑफ द ट्रांसवर्सल है. एक एक्सटीरियर एंगल है, एक इंटीरियर एंगल है और दोनों ही लीनियर पेयर फॉर्म नहीं कर रहे हैं. इसीलिए एंगल 1 और एंगल 5 कॉरस्पॉन्डिंग एंगल्स हैं. सिमिलरली एंगल 4 एंड एंगल 8 भी कॉरस्पॉन्डिंग एंगल्स हैं. नाउ यू कैन प्रैक्टिस एंगल्स ऑन द लेफ्ट हैंड साइड ऑफ द ट्रांसवर्सल. ऑलराइट. Now there are some points to remember that if a transversal cuts a pair of parallel lines, then the alternate angles are of equal measures. The alternate angles that are forming the shape of Z will always be equal. The corresponding angles, that is the one interior and the exterior ones, the corresponding the angles that we have discussed will always be equal. And the sum of the measures of the 2 interior angles on the same side of the transversal is 180. That is, like in this figure, angle 4 and angle 5 are the interior angles on the same side of the transversal. So the sum of angle 4 and angle 5 will be 180 degree. This is your book of mathematics. Please open the book to page number 182, exercise 11.2. Question number 1, identify parallel line segments in figure 11.35. We have to identify parallel lines here. You all know the meaning of parallel lines, the lines which never meet. So in this figure A, we can see line segments CB and ED are parallel lines because we'll extend them to the right hand side or to the left hand side, but these lines will never meet. The distance between these lines will remain same. Here in the B part, line WZ and line XY are parallel. Then line XW and line YZ are parallel. Similarly, we have line QW, this line, and line YP are also parallel lines. Understood? Now you can try part C, D and E. We come to part F. In part F, you can see line BA and line DF are parallel. Similarly, BC and line EF are parallel. Same way, line DE and line CA are also parallel lines. Then in part G, you can see line AD, BE and CF are the parallel lines. Then we have line DE and AB are parallel lines. Then we have line BC and EF as parallel lines. Then in part H, line AB and line DE are parallel lines. Then line BC and line EF are parallel. Then here line CD and line AF are also parallel lines. Then in question 2, again you have to tell about the parallel edges. You will do this question by yourself. We come to question 3. In each of the following figures, is the line P a transversal to other given lines? In this question, in each of the figures, you have to tell whether P is a transversal to other lines or not. Suppose we take the A part, we have lines L and line M as parallel lines. P is a transversal. Why? Because it is intersecting the two lines at two different points. So different points हो गए तो ये transversal है. Then in the B part, P will not be a transversal because it is intersecting line M and line L at a common point. So it is not a transversal here. Then in part C, again P is a transversal because it is intersecting line L and line M at two distinct points. Then similarly in part D, P is a transversal again because it is intersecting line N and line M at two different points. Got it? Now in question 4, we have figure 11.38. In this there are two lines, that is line L and line M, and there is a transversal line N. In the first part, you have to name the angle alternate to angle E. For the alternate angles, we'll see that there is a Z which is forming containing the angle E. So one angle is angle E, other angle for the Z will be angle C. So angle C will be the alternate angle for angle E. Then second part, the angle corresponding to angle F. Angle F is an interior angle, so we have to find an exterior angle on the same side of the transversal, that is angle B, and of course they are not forming a linear pair, so angle B will be the corresponding angle for angle F. Then C part, the angle alternate to angle D. एंगल डी का ऑल्टरनेट बताना है तो यहाँ पे अगर आप एक Z फॉर्म करेंगे तो कौन सा एंगल फाइंड हो रहा है? एंगल F. So angle F will be the alternate angle to angle D. Then in the D part you have asked the exterior angles. Exterior angles मतलब इन points जो point of intersection है उनसे बाहर के होने चाहिए, like angle A, angle B, angle G and angle H. So these angle A, angle B, angle G and angle H will be the exterior angles. Similarly, you are asked the interior angles in part E. So interior angles will be angle C, D, E and F. Angle C, angle D, angle E and angle F will be the interior angles. Clear? Now you can try question number 5, the true and false part. Now in question number 6, it is given in figure 11.40. LM is parallel to PQ is parallel to RS and EF is a transversal. Point A, if angle ECS is 60 degree, name the other angles in the figure measuring 60 degree. And point B, what is the measure of angle ECR? Which of the remaining angles have the same measure? Now we come to question number 6. In question number 6, we are given with lines LM, PQ and RS are parallel and EF is a transversal. So let's write LM parallel to PQ parallel to RS and E is a transversal. This information is given to us. Then let's come to part A. We are given with angle ECS is 60 degree. So angle ECS is equals to 60 degree. This is also given. Now, so here as you can see, angle RCF is vertically opposite to angle ECS and vertically opposite angles are always equal. So angle RCF will also be 60 degree. So angle RCF is equals to angle ECS is equals to 60 degree, and the reason is they are vertically opposite angles. Clear? Then angle PBC and angle RCF are corresponding angles. As you can see, these two angles, one is interior, one is exterior, and they both are not making linear pair. So these two angles, angle PBC and angle RCF is equals to 60 degree because they are corresponding angles. And corresponding angles are always equal. Then LAB and angle ECS. Here as we can see, there is a shape of Z. So angle LAB and angle ECS will be alternate angles, and alternate angles are also equal. So these two angles will be 60 degree because they are alternate angles. Then angle EAM and angle LAB are vertically opposite angles. These two angles are vertically opposite angles, so they will be equal. So angle EAM is equals to angle LAB is equals to 60 degree. Why? Because they are vertically opposite angles. Then in the B part, we have to find out angle ECR. So angle ECR and angle ECS, these two angles are making linear pair. So angle ECR plus angle ECS is equals to 180 degree because they are forming a linear pair. Okay. So angle ECR will be as it is because we do not know the measurement of angle ECR, but we are given with angle ECS as 60 degree. We'll put the value of angle ECS. So angle ECR is equals to 180 degree minus 60 degree. So the value of angle ECR will be 120 degree. Question number 7 says, in figure 11.41, CD, EF are two parallel lines. CD and EF are parallel and the transversal GH cuts them. Find X and the value of A, B, C, D, E and F. We have to find out all these angles. Now in question number 7, we are given with CD is parallel to EF and GH is a transversal. So CD is parallel to EF and GH is a transversal. This is the information we are given with. Okay, this is given. Then we have to find out the value of X. Now these two angles, that is 2x minus 30 degree and x minus 4 degree. These two angles are corresponding angles. So we can equate, we can say that these two angles are equal because corresponding angles are equal. So by this we'll find out the value of X by equating these two angles. That is 2x minus 30 degree and x minus 4 whole square degree. So 2x माइनस एक्स, हम इस वाले x को यहाँ पर ले आएंगे इक्वल्स टू के लेफ्ट हैंड साइड पर, तो इसका साइन चेंज हो जाएगा. और यहाँ पे हम ये माइनस में है 30 डिग्री, तो ये यहाँ पे प्लस में 30 डिग्री चला जाएगा. ओके, सो 2x माइनस एक्स विल बी x एंड 30 माइनस 4 26 degree will be the value of x. Video angle B and this angle 2x minus 30 degree, they are vertically opposite angles. So vertically opposite angles are equal. So the value of B will be 2x minus 30 degree. Similarly, the value of angle E will be x minus 4 degree because they are also vertically opposite angles. And as you can see, angle B and angle E are corresponding angles because E is external, B is internal. They are on the same side of the transversal and they are not making a linear pair. So angle B is equals to angle E because they are corresponding angles. So now we can find out the value of angle B and angle E by putting the value of x. So putting the value of x in angle B and angle C. So angle for angle B, here 2x minus 30 degree. So that will be 2 multiplied by 26 degree. This is the value of x minus 30 degree. So 2 multiplied by 26 will get 52 degree minus 30 degree, 22 degree. Similarly, the value of angle E will be x minus 4 degree because they are also vertically opposite angles. And as you can see, angle B and angle E are corresponding angles because E is external, B is internal. They are on the same side of the transversal and they are not making a linear pair. So angle B is equals to angle E because they are corresponding angles. So now we can find out the value of angle B and angle E by putting the value of x. So putting the value of x in angle B and angle C. So angle for angle B, here 2x minus 30 degree. So that will be 2 multiplied by 26 degree. This is the value of x minus 30 degree. So 2 multiplied by 26 will get 52 degree minus 30 degree, 22 degree. Then for angle C, x minus 4. So x, the value of x is 26 degree minus 4 degree, that will be 22 degree. So we can say that angle B is equals to angle E is equals to 22 degree. Okay. Now you can see that angle A and angle B are forming a linear pair. So they will be 180 degree. So angle A plus angle B is equals to 180 degree because they are forming a linear pair. So angle A, we do not know the value of angle A, but we know the value of angle B, that is 22 degree. So equals to 180 degree. Angle A will be 180 degree minus 22 degree. So the value of angle A will be 158 degree. You can see angle A and angle D, they are corresponding angles, so their measurement will be equal. And then angle D and angle F, they are vertically opposite angles, so their measurement will also be equal. So we can write here angle A is equals to angle C is equals to 158 degree because they are vertically opposite angles. Angle A is equals to angle D because again 158 degree because they are corresponding angles. Then angle D is equals to angle F, again 158 degree because they are vertically opposite angles. So for the final answer, we can say x, the value of x will be 26 degree. Angle A is equals to angle C is equals to angle D is equals to angle F is equals to 158 degree, and angle B is equals to angle E 22 degree. Now question 7 and question 8 are almost similar. You can try question number 8. You will also try question number 9. We come to question number 10 here. From figure 11.44, find the value of x, y and z. We are given with this figure. We have to find the value of x, y and z. Now here, this angle is given as 65 degree. So angle y degree and this 65 degree, they are vertically opposite angles. So vertically opposite angles will be equal. So y degree is equals to 65 degree because they are vertically opposite angles. Okay. Now this z degree and 65 degree, they are corresponding angles. So corresponding angles are again equal. So z degree is also equals to 65 degree. That is, they are corresponding angles. Okay. Then as we can see, angle y and angle x, they are adjacent angles or angles on the same line. So their measurement will be x degree plus y degree will be equals to 180 degree because they are adjacent angles or angles on the same line. So they are adjacent angles. X plus 65 degree because the value of y is 65 from above. Okay. So it is 180 degree. So x will be 180 degree minus 65 degree. That will be x equals to 115 degree.